Hey, what's going on, guys? Money Making Joey back doing another video for you guys. And this video today is actually a video I should have did some time ago. I remember a few years ago here on this YouTube channel. It's funny, how time flies because it's odd just even saying that this was a few years ago. I did a video on my channel explaining like the geographics breakdown of me driving in New Jersey, but I actually got asked a question yesterday because initially I first started in the rideshare industry and I wasn't in New Jersey. I actually was in Long Island. For the most part, I used to drive in Nassau County. Now, of course, occasionally there was times that I get rides outside, well, in Nassau County that basically took me out into Suffolk County as far as even the Hamptons. That's, even another story. But at the time, this was, and I'm actually going back probably about 7 years ago, but the same points that I'm going to make in this video for you guys, if you're currently driving in, New York, Long Island, or planning to drive, I am pretty like 110% sure that everything still, applies to this day. Now, the reason why I actually drove in Long Island. I didn't live in Long Island, but at the current moment, anyone watching this video, if you're familiar with the New York City area, in order to drive rideshare on either one of the platforms, whether it be Uber or Lyft, if you want to drive the five boroughs, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island, if you want to drive in those areas, you need the TLC license. There is really no other area within the United States. Maybe California has some certain requirements, but the five boroughs of New York City has like the tightest regulations where you have to have this TLC license. Now, at the time, I could have gotten it. I've made videos on this channel speaking about, how that works with TLC and things like that. And I could have got it. I just really didn't want to make the investment at the time. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. If there's anyone out there watching this video that might be considering on getting a TLC license, it actually was a smart choice that I made back 7 years ago, because just seeing what's going on in the five boroughs right now with the TLC drivers. And another point that I want to make, currently at the moment of making this video here in 2025, I don't drive in the rideshare industry. I haven't for over a year, and it feels good not to take part because it's very sad to see what the industry has become. But getting back into the point of this video, driving in Long Island, one definite thing that I want to point out to you guys is that I like driving in New Jersey way more. Just due to the fact of Long Island is, especially when you're doing Nassau County, it's kind of tough just due to the fact of you will have passengers that you will pick up in Nassau County that are looking to get into somewhere of the five boroughs. The apps will give you those trips. And now, if you decide to take that trip, because one thing when I was driving in Long Island that I noticed was that I would pick someone up because I would be the guy that would take them into Queens, take them into Manhattan. There would be a lot of drivers that went to go pick this same passenger up prior to me. And once they saw where they were going, they refused the trip just due to the fact of they're not looking to leave Nassau or Suffolk County, just due to the fact of once they leave and they take that passenger and they get back into the five boroughs of New York City, once they drop them off, they cannot pick a passenger back up. They're left in the situation that now they're going to have to drive from wherever they drop that passenger off back over now into Nassau County before they can take, another trip, which that's something that sucks just due to the fact of you're burning more of your time, burning more gas, putting more miles on your vehicle during times where you do not have a passenger. Now, that is definitely a downside that I would definitely consider to driving in Long Island. Another thing about driving in Long Island compared to what I've noticed in Jersey, because with what I just mentioned, driving in New Jersey, I never had to go through somewhere like something like that, except if I'm in North Jersey and someone is trying to go into Manhattan, the same thing, would apply. But it definitely is something that is experienced less. when you're driving in New Jersey. And now, another downfall is that when I was doing rideshare in Long Island, another thing that I noticed was that it died off pretty quick, definitely during the week. Friday and Saturdays, of course, you would have a peak, but pretty much outside of that in Long Island, I would say after 8, 9 o'clock in the evening, the volume kind of died off to the point where you might as well just go home. Now, there may be some exceptions to this where I have noticed, like in the summertime, during peak months, July and August, but pretty much outside of that, what was strange about Long Island was that it died down pretty early. Now, when we do a flip over to New Jersey, I didn't really experience that ever inside of my rideshare journey, but one thing that's definite to point out is that now, if you're in the area, New York, New Jersey, and you're trying to pick a spot where you should drive, if you're gonna be that guy that comes out late and likes to get his trips in late night, you definitely may want to consider driving in New Jersey over, Long Island. And then the last point that I really want to make, because I don't want to make this video too long, was that just overall in general during, my time, because I was a driver in Long Island for about a year and a half. I did the rideshare industry in North Jersey for about 2.5 years, right, during the way inside of my journey. Now, overall, during the time that I was driving in New Jersey, I think that it's definite to point out I made more money, way more money, actually driving into New Jersey. And it's crazy because there was several times back in my early days when I was in Long Island, I would take a passenger from somewhere in Nassau County into New Jersey, and I would be able to take trips in New Jersey since it didn't require the TLC. And the few hours I would stay in New Jersey, I automatically, saw that it's way more money out here. So I was just a little bit excited when I came into the North Jersey, region years ago, because now I had the ability to make more money. It was something that I thought would happen just from my prior experience of taking passengers into New Jersey. So, and when I say way more money, I'm talking about at least potentially 50% to double, the amount of money that I was making each week, driving in Long Island. So I hope that kind of helped you guys out just a little bit from a driver that's actually, worked North Jersey and Long Island. So feel free to get down below this video in the comments if you guys have any questions. I always get the notifications and I always answer back, within the same day, so you guys can feel free to do that. And like always, if this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, do definitely go ahead and get subscribed to the channel. Money Making Joey, I am out of here, and I will see you guys in the next one.